Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Friends, Facts, and Fiction. As always, this podcast is made possible by our local convenience stores, the misappropriation of history, and you. And now to your hosts, Justin Hammonds, Brant Bramlett, and Drew Shellnut.
What's up? What's happening, world? It's a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction. Season 5. Trying to stay alive and thrive. Is that what it was?
Somewhere in there.
Thrive.
Good enough.
Staying alive, trying to thrive. Season 5. Episode 3. The Real Dr. Frankenstein. Yeah. Or just Frankenstein. I don't know. What we're going to call it. We'll find it. We'll figure it out.
3. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, bro. We're flying through the season 5 already.
Cranking along, baby.
We thick up in here, boy.
Fell asleep, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm Justin Hammonds. I'm looking at my boy Drew Shellnut.
Yep.
And my boy Grant Bramlett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going opposites.
And we
said pretty good.
As usual.
yeah, and we're in this piece. Yeah, we're three very different people, but we relate on so many levels, you know? Anyway,
Shared interests.
yeah, we're here. We're back with these hot facts. Hope y'all doing good. Hope you had a good week, good weekend, or about to start a good week, whenever you listen to the podcast. We love y'all. Today we're going to have a little intro section. I think we're going to work. This is going to be a thing, like a topic that we speak on before we get into the fatness of the episode. And today is late for work. I'm going to be late for work.
There it is. There's a soundbite. I'll turn that into a little thingy. I'll turn that into a little button push down the road.
What has made you late for work before?
Right.
Wild story vibes. Yeah. And if you have a wild story vibe, I realize, so we've been saying friends, period, facts, period, fiction at gmail.com. I hope y'all realize it's friends.facts.fiction at gmail.com. Not like the word period.
Thought that like 2 days ago.
Yeah. I was thinking that last week. I was like, maybe they just think they're typing out period.
People? Yeah. And I was also thinking like, maybe I should like change like any kind of spam filters maybe, just making sure that,
Yeah. Anyway, we're not desperate for emails. So listen, we're going to do this little segment before we get to the song of the day of the week, which is a dope track. I'm going to speak on that. But what has made you late for work before? Wild story.
Okay, so I'll go first.
Interject. There you go. Boom. There you go.
Mine, I was told I could be off for the day because they didn't need my help. So I went home. I had a 4-bedroom, 4-bath with 5 people living in it. We had a 16-foot beer funnel on the back porch.
Damn, bro.
That you could fit 2.5 beers in.
16-footer?
Yeah.
to go down like to the ground.
Yeah, to
off the balcony.
off of the roof.
Oh, nice.
No, we had to get up on the roof to pour that bitch.
Oh, bro, to be young again.
Right?
Oof.
That's some college antics right there.
That's some swimming trunks on, tank top, middle of the summer. Let's go.
I do and don't miss that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, same. I was thinking about it today. I was like, bro, woof. I'm surprised I'm alive. Anyway.
So I'm 12 in, and I'm talking about 12 full beer funnels in.
So that's what, 24 beers? You said
Something
2 beers?
easy like that. Yeah, I mean, we got off onto wine
you
at
hit
some
a case,
point.
Bro?
Like we were pouring wine in with the beer and all kinds of shit. For real. So it was like I was smashed
In it.
And my boss calls me. His name's Derek, and he would go, between everything he said.
Oh, he's Mr. Garrison out here?
I think you're going to need to come into work. And I'm like, dude, I just took like 12 to the dome, bro. And he was just like, nah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. 12 to the let's rethink this. And he's like, we really need you really bad. So I go in. So I'm very late for work at this point. They have told me. But I go in, and there's a flat top grill, which I run. Nobody touches my baby but me. In between the flat top is a little walkway that goes to the back room, and then there's a water heater. So about 5 feet away from me is a water heater across from this doorway. So I'm flipping burgers. My boss comes up, and he's like, you good? And I was like, huh? And I flipped a burger, and it hit the water heater and just went... slid down, and he goes, oh no, man, you're too drunk to work. And I'm like, I told you that on the phone, bro.
Oh my
As I said already, yeah.
M12 to the dome, bro.
Yeah. The
12 beers.
The slow slide.
Yeah, the slow slide of the burger just was my life at that point.
Right.
It was just
yeah.
Yeah, so we going 2 weeks, or I need to take a break,
Do I need
day
to
off?
Oh,
What
no.
we doing?
I was back the next day.
Sure.
But he was
hilarious.
like, you need to go home. And I was like,
Fucking real life Mr. Garrison out here, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What you got, G?
So mine, actually similar to Drew because, well, first of all,
I think all of our stories are gonna be similar to that.
I'm an on time person. I really,
Hey, for the record, Ren is a very
hate
punctual
being
motherfucker.
late.
We were just talking about this before we recorded. He's the most punctual person in this house, maybe.
Yes. 5 minutes early is on time to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the other day, I forgot I was supposed to work, and GM called me. I was like, "Hey, where are you?" At like 35 minutes after I was supposed to be there, I was like, "Dog, if it's 5 minutes after, call me because that means that I forgot or I'm dead." You know?
right.
But this one was Drew's involved in this actually. A little rock and roll band that we were playing with for a little while before COVID. We had Tomato Art Fest in East Nashville.
Oh,
It was
man.
super dope time.
Oh yeah! Shout out to the homie Steve Forrest, bro.
Yeah. So we were playing a little set there, middle of the day. Fucking what is it? July?
Bro, that shit
It was hot as fuck,
so
dude.
hot.
Tomato
It was
Festival.
so fucking hot.
It's
It was
so hot.
For those who don't know, I mean, you know what a tomato festival is, but in Nashville, in the middle of summer, there's a huge tomato festival, and they randomly choose the hottest day of the year.
Yeah,
to
I
do
think
it
it's
every
almost
year.
on purpose the hottest day.
It's
of the
like
year.
115 fucking degrees.
So playing drums, full sun, just like absolutely sweating my dick off, and played a great set though. I was very pleased.
No,
with
we
that
had
set.
that was one of our best
Yeah,
shows.
it was so much fun.
The pictures were badass.
The pictures were
Yeah,
fucking
they
awesome.
were
I was working that day.
So-
but yeah, she was lit.
I had like we're done with it. I find somewhere miraculously to park my car where it's not like crazy long to schlep all the gear back. I get it loaded back up. The second I get in my car to go home, I'm
It's
done
like,
for the day.
day is done. I got drunk and I sweated it out.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right.
100%.
We
That's
thought-
100% what happened.
That's what we thought.
Yeah.
I get a call from the owner of the catering company that the bar is attached to, and then Drew immediately afterwards, because he was the catering chef at the time.
Oh yeah.
right?
That's how I began my bartending journey, unbeknownst to me. Actually.
Can you come in and help out? We forgot about an event, and I was like, wait.
Yep.
They
what?
forgot
They
about.
forgot.
Oh, I remember this.
They
He's like,
forgot the whole
oh
event.
yeah.
Forgot the whole event, and I was like,
I remember that, bro. It's
what?
crazy.
Yeah.
And so basically it all shakes down to where the GM that books all of these events, he put it like a week after, right?
Ah.
Yeah. And so very similar to every other situation of like, hey, where are you? Was them as a catering company for a full-blown fucking wedding.
Oh yeah.
Oh, a full wedding. I didn't know it was a full wedding. I knew it was a
Studio
forgotten about event.
615, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we slapdashed this thing together.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
So not only you were late, everybody was.
Oh, no.
like,
When we walked
the
in,
whole event was late.
the whole event, the whole company was late for work.
everybody was. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god! Big discount coming their way. I'm sure.
And
or
then
came their way.
flash forward to us, like just piling anything that we possibly can in the kitchen into something that would make work. I don't understand how Drew pulled it off, but he did. But
I don't even know what we made.
I just sweat. I was just finished
Drew was
sweating
still
my
faded.
dick off.
we were both hammered.
Yeah, and I was still wearing like show clothes. I like threw on just a different pair of shoes.
Yeah.
And like was just in this little weird makeshift kitchen. Was a garage that we made into a little makeshift kitchen.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
just like cutting slices of cheese real quick and like putting them with pieces of meat. And it's like, I don't know, charcuterie board, sit it out. I don't know. Here we go. Okay, next thing, you know. It
What
was
the fuck is this? Anyway, fuck it.
fucking crazy.
Oh, well, the best thing is the bride came up to the owner and was just like, so nothing that we ordered
Is here.
is here, but everything delicious.
Yeah.
Y'all freestyled and it was good. We were expecting a whole finished song, but you gave us a freestyle. It was dope, bro. We're gonna send it out.
We just gave you a chorus, baby. It's
It's just like
Y'all gave us an idea. That's cool. I
we're
appreciate
confused but happy. So okay,
How the fuck did this happen?
it was nuts.
That's
dude.
wild as fuck. I remember that story.
That was a rough day, man.
yeah. That's
Yes,
a
that was a
long day,
very
too,
long
bro.
day.
Because I got super hammered before we played.
Well, being drunk in the sun like that, bro, you're tanked.
Oh, yeah.
It's over with. You don't day drink that hot of a day and then still do shit later. The day is over.
Oh, no. You go
you're
home, go
done.
to sleep.
You're done. Yeah, exactly.
And
Or you're gonna pass
instead,
the fuck
Grant and
out.
I went back and prepped for 250
I'm
people to
surprised
eat
I didn't
food.
cut some fingertips off in this bitch, bro.
I may have.
Jesus.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that's
It
fucking
was
nuts.
awesome.
That's the scariest shit ever is like cooking while hammered.
I do
Because
remember.
I will cut the shit out of my hand.
I do remember one time a similar situation happened at the same company, and the owner cut into his palm
Oh yeah, fun times.
about a half an inch,
That's nice.
and he just took duct tape
duct
and wrapped
taped
his
it up. I
hand and
remember
put
that
a
story.
glove back on. And I was like, he was like, "This really hurts," and I was like, "Yeah, you probably shouldn't be doing this.
You probably should go to the
Like,
hospital, maybe.
That's a hole in your hand."
Oh no, super glue probably. Sanitize and super glue, bro. That's your only answer. Well, my story goes back to when I first met my wonderful girlfriend. Hello, Kayla. How are you? And it was last summer actually. We were hanging out. She had some friends in from Montana because she's from Montana. And I went by said bar that runs that catering business to change clothes because we had been drinking on the lake and shit. Had clothes with me because you know me, I got my survival pack with me at all
Oh,
times.
shit, I was there for that too. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I go there initially to change clothes, and I see said bartender that was opening. I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up? I'm just changing clothes real quick. I'm about to bounce out to the bar, meet some people." She's like, "Cool, that's what's up. Word." And like, still no clue that day that I had to work. And we go down to Midtown, which is, you know, every fucking major city has a Midtown. You know what that vibe is. College bars and all that bullshit. So I am 2 beers deep, and I just faced a Vegas bomb and then just ordered 3 shots for a group of people and about to order another beer. And I get a text message that says, "Hey, you are coming back in tonight, right?" Like 20 minutes after I'm supposed to be there, by the way.
Yeah.
Like in text messages, what? question mark. Yeah, you're on the schedule to close tonight. And I was like, whoo, in text, whoo, I will be there shortly. Bro, I showed up slammered. Not even hammered, bro. Slammered, bro. Like fucking like I walk in like, what's up? Hey, we gonna what? I know you. How you been, bro? Cool. You need some beers? Or so like I didn't drink for like the first hour I was there, so I kind of leveled out. And then my girlfriend now, friend at the time, her and her friends came through and helped me close, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like they cleaned the whole bar with me because we were all so drunk and they felt so bad that they got me fucking wasted when I had to work. And I was like, I don't know, 45 minutes late. Luckily, it wasn't that busy, but I was the main attraction. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, hey, go order a drink from the black guy. I'm telling you, bro. Like I was literally, I could see people just being
hilarious.
like,
Go try
hey, go talk to that one. No, that one.
That one.
Like, and I'd be like, what up, baby? What you doing? What? Shit. Hey, you know, just another day, make a dollar. No, man, dollar day. Shit.
I can never tell if it's like
that was literally my wave.
good or bad for business at like a
Bro, it was
small
like 7:30.
neighborhood bar when the bartender is way drunker than you.
Right.
I mean, as
If
long
it's
as
not
they-
past midnight, it's weird.
It's weird.
Like, if it's not past midnight, but
In
this
my
was like
opinion-
7:30 p.m. bro.
Because think about it, like if they get the drink that they want in a timely manner, their card is taken care of. They all the things that they ordered and nothing more is on their bill when they leave. In that moment of them leaving, being like, "Wow, how did he do that?"
This motherfucker's a magician.
And in that moment, is it? I'm curious if it's more or like better or worse for business from the clientele's perspective.
I feel like it's like the drunken, what's the Jackie Chan movie? The drunken Kung Fu Master?
Yeah.
Where he's like drunk as shit all the time, but he's like just kicking motherfuckers' asses. And it's like, how is he? What the fuck?
Yeah, how's he doing
You're not
that?
even worried that he's drunk. It's more like, damn, this motherfucker.
Yeah, you're
is
just impressed at that
this
point.
is a genius. Like, I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. We're turning to fucking Ron Burgundy out this bitch. But,
Because there are just some bars that I feel like can get away with that. I mean, was it Catch 22 down in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah.
I've seen some wasted bartenders.
bro, I walked in there at 2 p.m.
And they
like,
still knock
hey,
it
bro,
out.
have you went to sleep?
I've seen a dude at Catch 22 bar back walking with a full case of Budweiser and just
Pass out.
fall. And the whole case was just
Yeah.
And they were like, all right. And the bartender didn't even skip a beat. She was just like, dust him off. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
And they just kept going about it. And we were like, dust him. What does that mean?
Yeah,
They just went and put him out in a chair out on the front patio. And he was just
Let him catch some sun. He'll wake up. It's fine.
Yeah.
About him. But yeah, man, if you have some crazy stories about being late for work, if they're worth sharing, we will share those.
Those also would have all fit pretty good. Like, was he drunk or was he a kid?
Sort of.
I don't know.
But yeah, if you have some wild stories about being late for work, don't hesitate to email us at friends.facts.fiction@gmail.com.
Yeah. And don't spell out dot, please.
Oh man, my ADHD was just like, wait, are they just spelling out period?
Oh, man, right.
Fuck, like we should tighten this up. Anyway, the song of the day of the week, by the way, since we're not playing them anymore, I'm going to explain what it is. It's a song by Schoolboy Q, which he dropped some new shit, which I'm excited about because he's one of my favorite rappers. It's called Soccer Dad, and the whole track is just an anticipation for a beat drop. But it's like he just keeps carrying it with like just punctual lines, just fucking like and it's bum 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 dun 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 dun. Basically the whole song. The horn line's awesome, and he hits them with just powerful lines. Love that track. TDE is back. I think Kendrick Lamar's about to drop a record soon. I think it might drop today, actually, because, Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
And Absol has a new track out. Schoolboy Q dropped some shit. So, yeah, check it out. Soccer Dad by Schoolboy Q.
Speaking of soccer dad, shout out to Aaron McNair.
Yeah, Aaron McNair. He's about to have his Aaron McNair too.
Real
soon.
His little boy's playing soccer too. So.
Hell yeah, turn up.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Right.
But yeah, before we get into these hot facts, you know what I'm saying, just relax. You know what I mean? Take a deep breath. You know what I mean? Inhale, exhale. You know what I mean? Yeah. Get it right.
Get it tight.
Yeah. Anyway, so today we're gonna talk about the real Dr. Frankenstein. Was it real? Was it fake? Was it fiction? Was it fact?
As an adult.
Exactly. There you go. so I'm sure we all have all heard of Frankenstein, the famous book by author Mary Shelley. A book also considered to be the first work of science fiction, actually. And to this day, there's a debate of who inspired her to write it. There are many people and stories that relate to her work of fiction that actually existed and are documented in history. For instance, there was an actual castle in Germany called Frankenstein, and a doctor that lived there named Johann Dippel, who did run tests. Yeah, Johann Dippel. Yeah.
What else is he dipping into them cadavers?
A little Dippel. Yeah. But he ran tests on mortality on cadavers, and it's unlikely, though, that this was the doctor that inspired Mary Shelley.
Just a little dipple.
Yeah, just a little dipple. Bro. Just a little dipple.
Just a little dipple around the nipple.
Gross.
Even the beginnings of her writings were due to the year without a summer, the year of 1816, when the volcanic ash covered half the planet and everyone was basically stuck inside and cold for a whole year. Sound familiar? Stuck inside for a year, yeah. Anyways, this gave Mary Shelley time to work on her famed book without interruption. Just a random little fact there. Year without a summer. That fucking actually
That is really
existed.
cool.
It's fucking wild. We might have to cover that soon. But in the time of Enlightenment in England, Enlightenment period, 1685 to 1815, everyone was curious about the body, how it worked, and what truly gave us life. Many people believe that electricity was the key to our existence, so therefore brings us to a time of almost 100 some odd years of people digging up graves and crying dead fugitives to perform experiments on them, which brings us to galvanism, the therapeutic use of electric currents.
Yep.
And using this technique to reanimate dead things became so popular at the time, it's hard to truly say who inspired Mary Shelley to write her wonderful tale. But I have a few people in mind that might fit the bill.
That's we covered a little bit of this in season 3, the whole psychology thing. You know what I mean? This is just a massive exploratory time in Western Europe. You know, primarily
crazy.
England too. But if you think about it, at that time, doctors were seen as evil. Like they were scary.
Yeah,
they were like paying people off to go rob graves, you know, to get their hands on fresh cadavers.
They would have gangs of motherfuckers hey, here's some coins. Go and dig up. I need 3 bodies tonight.
And ostensibly treating them like frogs or fetal pigs that we dealt with in middle school and high school and shit.
Trust me,
that,
I'm getting into that.
It's nuts, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. It is actually pretty wild that this time period is so dark, but gave us so many advancements.
Right. And
but it's like that dark shit
that's science all the time.
The Nazis and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Right.
It's fucked up what happened, but we learned a lot.
We learned a whole bunch.
You know what I mean? It's super fucked up. Just I'm not condoning those actions, but we did learn a lot. First guy up is Luigi Galvani. Was the first man on record to dive into the study of animal electricity.
You mean, let's see.
Electrophysiology?
Let me get a good Luigi voice going. Animal electricity. Oh, hey.
Heart, stars, and horseshoes.
Is that your Luigi from Mario Kart?
Yeah, of course.
Super Mario Brothers out here?
My favorite thing about this is completely off subject. My favorite thing about Luigi is on Super Mario 3 when you jump, his legs do this.
Yeah.
Anyway, side note.
He was the first to study animal electricity, he called it, but today it's called electrophysiology.
Electrophysiology. Got it. All right, sweet.
He was fascinated by discovering that a dead frog's legs would twitch when they were connected to electric current via electrostatic machine and a Leyden jar. And a Leyden jar is a jar that held electric current.
You ain't supposed to do that. You're supposed to fry them frog legs.
I'll tell you what.
We covered that with Ben Spankprank.
Ben Franklin did it. Franklin did it.
Franklin did it.
That was our, second episode?
Yeah.
Woof. Go back and listen to that one. We were
Drunk?
way drunker than we are now. Anyway.
Definitely not.
Yeah, we do this podcast sober every time. With this discovery, Luigi concluded that humans' ability to harness life was due to some sort of electric fluid coursing through our bodies. And to reboot, quote unquote reboot, a living thing, you just need to hit it with a little juice, just a little electronic shock.
Pour a little orange juice on that bitch.
Boom, hit that bitch with a little OJ, Now,
just need some vitamin D. That's it.
That's it.
A little B12.
No.
Vitamin D.
Luigi, he was definitely onto something, though. I mean, he did discover the practice of electronic stimulation. Studies that are still around to this day. But he was obviously wrong, claiming that the reaction was animal electricity.
Animal electricity.
Like we are fucking raiding out this bitch,
Right.
Yeah, he basically thought that shit. So, nevertheless, that did not. Oh, actually, if you know who Raiden is, just go look at Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Raiden is or Mortal Kombat is, you probably didn't find this podcast. Anyway, nevertheless, that did not stop his nephew Giovanni Aldini from taking the madness to a new level, bridging the gap between science and theater. The real first Mystery Science Theater.
Oh, nice. Good job.
Like that little sprinkle up in there?
That's good.
Yeah. Mystery Science Theater. Again, if you know who that is, you probably...
Yeah, you probably just don't listen.
Mystery Science Theater 3000. Go check that out. It's hilarious. Anyway, Giovanni Aldini was perhaps the one madman that truly inspired Mary Shelley's work. Following his uncle's footsteps, Aldini was the leader of the Royal College of Surgeons in 1803, and he had the grand idea to take it up a notch. In the same year, a prisoner at Newgate Prison in England named George Foster, who killed his wife and children, And then after he was hanged, he was sent to the college under the request of Aldini.
Yeah, that's definitely somebody you want to bring back as a potential zombie.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, this cat is killing his family. He's a family killer.
Yeah, let's wake him back up.
He's a family annihilator, as they say.
That seems nice.
And,
seems good, like a quality individual in society.
Why not, bro? Why not?
So you got Jesus rising 3 days later, and then George Foster.
Yeah.
Directly
That's
after.
where we're at.
I love it.
That's where we're at.
Okay, great. Makes sense. Makes good sense.
So now Aldini was he was a bit of a showman. He was the entertainment. He saw the entertainment factor in galvanism early on, performing his studies in front of crowds of colleagues and common folk of the time. He started off his practice by cutting heads off of animals like cows, pigs, sheep, and oxen. And then he would hook them up to his machine, and the crowd would be more than intrigued to see these animals' heads begin to twitch.
Of course they would.
And their eyes blink, and their mouths open.
What the
And people watch as their tongues moved and bust out of their mouths.
That's the reason why goats do that. It's because he started that shit.
Real
and they just picked it up
goddamn
genetically.
Seriously, real goddamn quick. If there's any people that are heavily romantic in the idea of wanting to step back from technology or whatever, this right here is proof that it's a good fucking thing that we got TV and we got streaming services because crowds of people would gather to watch a dead animal's head
electrified
twitch.
Well, no, the thing was,
Let's see what happens.
What they
Let's put
would
on our
do-
Sunday best and walk a long way to watch that psychotic bullshit.
well, that's
You kidding me?
why I say true crime and shit, and our glorifying of dark shit.
We've
it's
always loved the
been
macabre.
around.
Yeah,
Humans have
of
always been into that.
Oh,
shit.
yeah, we're fucked up
But
individuals.
These shows would go down with him literally cutting the head off in front of people.
Yeah, that's act
to
one.
make sure they see, hey, I'm cutting the head off this motherfucker. I'm a hook. And Aldini would hook these fucking prongs up to these fucking heads of animals. By the way, if you get a little queasy, I'm sorry. But this is Friday the 13th. It's going to be a little spooky. I forgot to mention that.
Spooky dookie.
But he would hook these things up and literally just watch these heads of animals just twitch around and shit and move. It's oh shit, it's still alive. It's no, bitch, it's electricity. Anyway, but they didn't know that. They didn't know that. They were just now discovering this shit. So not a. It's pretty fucked up. But Aldini successfully sold the idea that he can truly reanimate the dead. And that's how he acquired George Foster, the fucking family annihilator.
Right.
Now, these experiments on people would happen immediately after these criminals were hanged for their crimes. So on this day in 1803, the people of London got a double feature.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Watch
really?
this motherfucker hang and then cut him down.
Let's
and then,
see if we
let's
can get
take
him back
in this
up.
little spot real quick and see if we can get him back
God.
alive. Yeah, bro. Picture that being the Batman coming out in theaters this past year.
Right.
You know what I mean? Holy shit, bro. This is a 3-hour movie. Fuck yeah. That's basically what this was for them. And Aldini began his experiment quickly. With the crowd gathering around, he connected the machine to Foster's earlobes, and the crowd was shocked to see the corpse's face change expression, even watching as his eyes began to open and his jaw began to quiver as he was about to speak. Then shortly after, the first act, Aldini connected his machine to Foster's rectum.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a little... You know what I mean?
Key to the castle there, yeah.
A little bajo lupo. And the real antics began. Foster's arm shot up in the air, his back arched as if he was about to rise.
Usually what happens when
even,
something's up your butt.
And he even appeared to be breathing as his chest seemed to inflate with air.
You just made a dead man come.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Very good.
Toe curling.
Yeah. Needless to say, Aldini convinced a full crowd of people that he could maybe bring someone back from the dead, or the fact that if you fucking electrocute a body, it will fucking convulse. So Aldini took the show on the road and continued his study and performance for many years.
With the first ever sex dummy.
Yeah. Now, of course, Foster was still dead, but just in case the experiment worked, there were people on site to hang him again for his crimes. So they placed a bet on this motherfucker actually succeeding.
Yeah.
And had people there to be like, oh, no, you got to die again. Like, bro.
Oh, man.
Imagine if it worked.
Right?
And homie woke back up like, oh, God, shit. Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I just want to be alive. I was like, no, I bet you got to die
No,
again.
you got to die again.
Kill him again. Kill him again. Anyway. No, please, God, no.
Franklin did
it. So now, Aldini is probably our best bet as to who truly inspired Shelley's tale of resurrection. But even her husband, Percy Shelley, was interested in galvanism and owned all the equipment to study in the field. And the Dr. Darwin mentioned in her book was not Charles, but instead she was referencing Erasmus Darwin, Charles Darwin's grandfather, who also practiced galvanism.
Oh, interesting.
Fun fact there. I guess his whole family was into like figuring out human shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it's pretty dope bloodline situation. It's safe to say that if you had money and didn't stick electrically charged probes up people's asses, you were not in the cool crowd of the 18th century. Because everybody was fucking doing it, bro. Like literally, it was like the hipster movement of the Enlightenment period.
Good God.
But on a darker note, there were more extreme studies that electrically charged metals in place of organs could revive a corpse. Yeah, we've been trying to build cyborgs for a long ass fucking time.
Sure.
And in Germany at the time, same time as Aldini, doing the thing with George Foster, Carl August Weinhold.
Carl August Weinhold.
There you go. Hey, see, that's why you're here. A true mad scientist on the brink of discovery scooped out a cat's cerebellum and removed his spinal cord and filled the cavities with silver and zinc. And after hooking the poor animal up to his machine, he noted that the properties of the metals allowed the animal to regain a pulse and become animated once again.
Jesus.
Good Lord.
Fucking brutal, bro.
Like,
Fucking brutal.
Ugh.
Yeah. And this is like,
This is pre-mad scientist, where
couple
basically
hundred
all
years,
scientists are mad
a lot
scientists.
of 100 years earlier. But it's like, those like doctor exam rooms where there's like a amphitheater, basically. This is the type of shit.
Oh, yeah,
they're
where
doing
people are
it in.
just watching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit they're doing this in, which is fucking insane, bro. Like, I don't know if I could hold my lunch if I was watching this shit.
No, not looking at a cat's spine and cerebellum taken out.
I just picture motherfuckers like walking up and down the stands like, hot dogs,
Hot
drinks, enjoying the show.
Hot dogs and pop.
Want some chili to watch the cerebellum get scooped out of his cat? I'm here.
Cotton candy, vomit bags.
Candy. Vomit bags.
What the fuck?
That is cotton candy.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? These type of experiments never truly stopped, though. Well, after 1818, when Mary Shelley's Frankenstein came out, there were still strange, macabre experiments happening. In the early 1900s, a Soviet scientist, Sergei... give me a second.
No help there for you.
Brukhoninenko.
I know this, but I've been sipping Tecate. Brukhoninenko. Brukhoninenko.
Brukhoninenko. Okay.
Sergei Brukhoninenko
Okay, cool.
spent decades trying to find a way to keep dismembered body parts alive through electronic shock to revive the dead. So, real quick, in these experiments, he would like take a heart out or like an organ out of,
Then hook like a car battery to it, see if it'll keep going.
To keep it going.
Yeah.
And these videos that I am not going to send y'all a link to the shit because it's brutal as fuck. Nobody wants to watch this, trust me. But it would be like a heart hooked up to these prongs and it'd still be like beating. Like just
That makes sense.
by itself and shit. And then like, a liver or something would be quivering and shit. But he couldn't really
He just
figure
poured
it
some
out.
tequila on it.
Yeah.
For the liver, yeah.
Yeah.
Give it something to do.
It's not my liver, bro. Like it's probably a healthy person's liver.
Give it a job,
Yeah, right? Gotta do
Got to
something.
put it to work. I mean, if it's there, you got to put it to work. I mean, shit.
Come on. I got rid of my appendix because they didn't matter. So,
Well, even into today, life is stranger than fiction. With people trying to be preserved and brought back to life through cryogenics, and people trying to extend life through gerontology. Shit. The Enlightenment period in England was truly a strange, but no pun intended, enlightened time. A lot of advancements were made in the study of anatomy. and medicine. But at no surprise, these scientists were doing some truly terrifying things. Between digging up dead people or literally cutting in the flesh of corpses of criminals to dissect their brains and intestines and trying to bring them back to life again. Truly a time of the macabre. To conclude, though, what I think truly inspired Mary Shelley wasn't one person. I believe it was just the time she was living in. Yep. The writers of the movie, Idiocracy, you take in inspiration from what's around you. And thanks to the year with no summer and some crazy fucking scientists hell-bent on immortality, we were given a masterpiece that has stood the test of time. Frankenstein is alive!
Yes, master.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, that's my take.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you are absolutely right, though. Like, thinking about it now from back then, you think about like hooking electrodes up to a freshly dead corpse, thinking it being able to bring them fully back to life and walking around and talking and having all their memories and stuff is absolutely ludicrous. But the fact that the body's shaking, or I guess if you stick it up their ass, their arms shoot up in the air, that's news to me.
I think that their biggest entertainment was like, a fucking stage play or somebody playing a lute. Mm-hmm. Seeing a dead body convulse with electricity, it's like, holy shit, this is that new shit, bro. Yep. This is that new shit.
That's fucking Hamilton. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. Like, what?
That's a new Broadway hit.
I would have given my money back in the day. Sure. My stomach would probably be stronger eating fucking like old ass bread and shitty beer.
Mead.
No.
But, thanks to all these people, we do know that like, electrical impulses like sent, our neural electrodes and
yeah, our fucking neurons are electrical little pulses in our
all
brains.
Of the like nerves and everything that's sent through, those are electrical currents that are sent down through our synapses.
But our blood is not electric fluid.
No. Of course not. No.
I'm glad we got past that early on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, in the case of pure science, it is a matter of figuring out what's wrong or what doesn't work, right? You just throw a deck of cards at the wall, see what sticks, and they're like, oh shit, okay, cool. And so at the time of throwing the deck of cards at the wall, which is sticking electrodes up a dead murderer's ass.
Yeah, a dead family annihilator. Like, let's choose this guy. Why not the guy that stole a horse? You know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
The better story would have been like, he woke up, cut dude's neck, fell back asleep.
Woke up real quick, grabbed the scalpel, cacao.
Yeah.
Over with.
And of course, the whole aspect of this angle of discovery or wanting to figure this kind of shit out. We've been obsessed with immortality. We've been afraid of death since we've been able to look within inside ourselves and realize that, someone else in your brain isn't a demon. That's just your fucking ego, right?
Well, also, it's become a very American thing to be afraid of death and afraid of old age and shit. They embrace that in other cultures around the world.
Right,
they embrace their elders and they celebrate the separation of life.
Let's potentially call that like a Western European or Anglo-Saxon kind of a viewpoint. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Of, what can I do to live longer? Is it possible for me to be cryogenically frozen? Like Walt Disney,
motherfuckers
for
died
example,
trying to find the fountain of youth, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the conquistadors looking for the fountain of youth. That's the only reason they were in fucking Florida, right? And so like, all of that makes total sense that we're going to figure something out.
With my advancements
or our obsession with zombies or vampires or
all that shit.
What's it?
Same thing.
It's all engulfed in this idea. And luckily, this badass woman back in the day, speaking of which, woman power, like, fuck this dumb shit happening.
Dude, seriously?
We're going to slide up out of there.
Could you imagine?
Yeah. Back then, Mary Shelley being that badass of a woman to really make the first fucking science fiction novel, bro. Like, it's fucking badass.
I had to assume that book sales were atrocious at first because they're like, a female author? No, definitely not.
Well,
I will not purchase this
now
novel.
There's more fucking movie renditions off of that book than most.
Yeah.
Most of anything else, probably. Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
Well, like Ricky Bobby said, with my high income rate and advancements in technology, who's to say I can't live 100, 200 years? Right. You know they put a pig's heart in a man the other day? Did it work? Nope, but they tried it.
They tried it, though. They fucking tried it. It actually did work recently. which is kind of spooky.
That's true.
But
also, I was thinking about the whole like electric blood thing. Blood is mostly iron, so I could see maybe where they got that.
Well, that's
because
where
it's a conductor.
Well, that's where they got into the metal shit in Germany.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to think that the metals were the driving force of the organ, so just replace them with metal.
Yeah.
And we'll be fine. Yeah. And so he fucking mortified cats for years, probably trying to figure that shit out, which is fucking brutal, bro.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
oh, God. Yeah. A little dark episode for Friday the 13th. Yeah.
The beginning of that laugh is very similar to your real laugh.
Yeah, I know.
And then when you went there, I was like, oh, neat.
Nice little left turn there. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Next week is our big dive, our first real 3-parter on one subject, prohibition.
Yeah.
So, look forward to that.
Prohibition.
A lot of dope stories, a lot of funny stories, a lot of crazy shit that you probably didn't think was from prohibition, and how it kind of affected us up until like the fucking 2006.
Yeah.
Damn near.
It's pretty crazy.
Which is fucking wild.
It's actually really kind of enlightened me on like a little better of an idea of how American politics work, and then also that nothing's really changed.
No.
We're pretty much the same as we always
Bro,
have.
nothing has changed since an industrial age except technology.
Yeah. And I just keep getting reminded of that.
Goddamn, probably mostly the same. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. But yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in. The real Dr. Frankenstein, which I think was Mr. Aldini, because that motherfucker was out here, bro. Like, he was doing some wild shit. But yeah.
Clearly like the attention too, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. It's not to be a showman, bro. We got a whole crowd. Let's stick this thing at this boy ass. See what happens.
Good God.
We gonna freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see what's cracking out here, boy.
Something smells like burnt hair.
What this do? What that thing do? Anyway. I'm Justin Hammonds, and I'm saying love, live life, because it's worth living, y'all.
I'm Drew Shelnut. I'm done.
Grant Bramlett here. If you enjoyed Mary Shelley's work, Frankenstein, and all of the fun thousands of iterations that's inspired, I always loved you. If you at any point in time decided to stick a fucking electric diode up a dead person's ass, I definitely never liked you. And I don't want to talk to you. I would not like to meet you.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have a one-on-one conversation with that person at all. Right. Anyway, we love y'all, man. Always support us. You can give us that 5-star review, give us that thumbs up. Support us at anchor.fm/ Friends, Facts, and Fiction. And don't hesitate to hit us up on Instagram, Friends, Facts, and Fiction. We out there. We love y'all, man. This is a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction. And we out.
Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for the next installment. Find us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date on all things Friends, Facts, and Fiction. Our Instagram handle is friends_facts_fiction. As always, please reach out to us. You can send any of your questions, praise, and fact-checking to friends_facts_fiction@gmail.com. It's important to us to only propagate the truth, and we'll correct any errors we may have made. Your hosts and researchers are Justin Hammonds, Grant Bramlett, and Drew Shelnut. Our episodes are produced by Grant Bramlett. Additional producership provided by Grace Higgs. Our recording engineer is Grant Bramlett. Our editor, mix, and mastering audio engineer is Jeremy Mulder. Lighting design is provided by Justin Hammonds. This has been a production of Friends, Facts, and Fiction.
I'm too cool to be punctual.
Jesus Christ.
It's the cool ones that show up late anyway.
Hey, frontman syndrome, bro. Frontman syndrome. You know what I mean?
I'll probably be
Y'all need help with that? Oh, you already loaded out?
Oh, yeah, you're good. You're good. You need this microphone?
I'll grab the mic stands, bro. I got you, bro. Yeah.
All right, that's going to have to be the end of the episode snippet. I'm too cool to be punctual. Cackle, cackle, big ass groan from the on time person in the room.
Exactly.